So how we doing, guys? You may be slightly confused. No, it's not spring or summer. It is still November. But I wanted to try something this fall that I've never done is do a fall spraying. You hear a kind of a mixed bag on some of this stuff, but weeds have always been kind of, it's kind of a mounting issues, especially on borders and things. So I wanted to try doing a fall application in some spots on some borders, just kind of some heavy pressure areas, just to see if we can kind of knock those back, to see if it will do anything coming into spring, if we can maybe delay some of these applications longer, or just see what it does, basically. I'm not doing anything expensive or extreme. Basically, what I have in the tank is a mixture of 2,4-D and some generic Valor or something like that. I can't remember. It's a generic version, but it's relatively cheap. So I'm just kind of going to see if we can maybe either delay the first application on some of these fields or see if it does anything really. But no, we never winterized the sprayer yet. We just kind of kept it in the shop. And so after this, we'll kind of winterize it and then put it away for the winter. But I filled this up yesterday at the house. I just used the garden hose. The folks got a pretty good well at home. Even though it's a garden hose, it fills it, an hour and a half or so. It didn't take too long to fill this 1,200-gallon tank. So, but now I'm just trying to relearn the sprayer. My brother, if you notice, I haven't ran a sprayer for a while in any of my videos. That's because usually my brother John's job is to run this thing. So this one was a little bit different. It's kind of more, you select the speed. It doesn't shift like the old ones that I ran. It's progressive, like it'll control the idle. I don't know what they call it. Usually the old ones you just rev up and then you kind of select your speed, where this one will it'll vary the RPMs a little bit more. I can't remember what they call that one now. Maybe those of you guys know what that is. Leave it in the comments below. So I'm gonna drive out to a big, or that big pivot some of you might know, and a little more sensitive. But no, I'm taking it out to the big pivot, kind of try some spraying here. It's pretty warm. It's actually like 70 degrees today, so we're not worried about it freezing right now. Look at this. I'm new. And hear about, it's like load demand. See my RPM. As I go up this hill, it'll increase the RPM. Maybe you can't see it. But as the load demand goes up, it increases the RPM. As it goes down, it drops it. So it's maybe a little more fuel efficient. So this is an R412 John Deere sprayer, meaning the 12 I think kind of stands for the size of the tank. It's got a 1,200-gallon tank on the back, and then the boom width is 120-foot booms on this one. You can kind of order those, mix and match them, whatever you want. I think they got a few different sizes. They got a 410, which is 1,000-gallon. They move up to the 600 series, which is kind of a commercial, maybe commercial grade. It's got the bigger tanks. I think you could get a 1,200 maybe, and then a 1,600 gallon. I can't remember, but this is what we got, so that's what I know. So here's the field. Guess I should verify there's no cattle stock fence anywhere, but I kind of want to, I know some of these areas that were bad when we were harvesting, and I know I want to do all the borders, maybe even multiple times. And then on this east side, kind of up on this hill, there was kind of some hairy spots, so that's what I'm going to do. I'll get up here on the level and then unfold my booms. Kind of pulling over these trees like I'm a 16-row planter. Need to get a little more space. Better relearn how to open these booms up. touching the pedal on the floor. Start kicking those guys out. We should level them out a little bit. You see those set pretty low. Don't need them that low. So that was the boom track that adjusted them down right there. I don't know where he has all this stuff. Let's see, where's the least normal place possible that you would put this? Switch the page over. I want these fairly high. Okay, canopy, we do want that set to ground. Here's my gallon per acre. I'm just gonna leave it to where it was, 12 gallon acre. I'm full. I skewing this out. Okay, let's start the pump. Okay, getting the phone call. Okay, I'm gonna select new work. I need to tell it everything I'm putting on because I like to, you wanna have everything documented. It's just good hygiene. With practice. Prop type. Tank mix. Product name. New tank. Tank mix. Fall. Let's be original. It's everything we carrier. Oh, F. Where am I at? Let me get my stuff together here. That's a mouthful. Ugh. Okay. I'm gonna get this going and I'll report back someday. You kind of see we got some weedy spots, you know, some reminiscence of weeds past this year. Notice one kind of driven. She's a mute, ain't she, Clark? So I guess while I'm out here, this is the fill area. For those of you who haven't seen this cools down. You can dump your smaller chemicals into this eductor here. It'll suck it up into the sprayer for you. You got this kind of control center here that just runs different things. Basically turning on and off your sprayer pumps and stuff to do tests or fill your sprayer up in there. You got your 3-inch fill hose for your main water supply. Your valves along here, these are kind of your high or low rate flow. So say if you're putting on a lot of gallonage, you'll probably turn this one down and run 2 flow meters instead of 1, just allowing it to have that higher volume of product. Right now, like for typical spraying, you're not gonna do that, but like for fertilizer, say if you're running 40, 50 gallon, well, I don't know. Maybe you'll run that high, but 40, 50 gallon, we can crank that up and really put the volume to it. Well, I did that. We're empty. Well, let's see what's going on today. Well, it's another day. So what we're doing there is we have a small contract, 10 loads or so, just to kind of get the corn moving out of the bins, to core them. And what coring them is basically getting all your fines and all the stuff, because we don't have any spreaders in our bins. So what we do is we pull enough out to kind of level them out, and it just tends to help keep your corn in condition better, especially that stuff at the top, because that peak, if it's wetter, it won't really ever dry out. So we'll pull those out and just kind of keep that corn moving throughout the year to help keep it in condition, because you don't want corn to start spoiling. That's a lot of corn in a bin area to manage. So we've been watching it with fans. We got a bin monitor on it that'll actually run. That's a whole nother story, but it keeps your equilibrium, moisture, all that jazz. Basically, you want to try to keep it in that. It'll help you keep it where you want to put it in conditions. So if you want to drop it down to 15 or 14 or wherever you want that to be, it helps you do that, and it runs all those bins. But you still kind of got to move it, manage it, and do all that stuff too, and sell it. You got to get rid of it. You got to make money. That's kind of what we're in this business to do, right? Moving the center link forward so it levels out. So this video is going to be kind of over the course of a few weeks, in case you haven't noticed already. But today we're getting another few days of good weather, so we're hitting the old pivot tracks pretty hard, or at least we're hoping to. My brother already started last week on some of those nice days, but we kind of had some cool weather come through, and usually in December you do. Well, sometimes you get these little warm-ups that if the ground thaws out enough, you can kind of get a few things done anyway. So that's what we're going to be doing today. He has the Orthman track filler. Nice. I got the Golden Ole Blue Jet track filler. The main goal is just to close those over. If you haven't seen any of my videos before, the pivots leave tracks in the field, and the idea is to try to keep those as level as possible, just so when we go back to farm them, that it's smooth, and also that you're not getting erosion, too much erosion over the years going down those pivot tracks. And when I say pivot, it's those pivot irrigation, like the water that goes through for some of those who are just dropping into this channel. I just hope I got enough horsepower. When you're out there, it's kind of nice. You can use any size of tractor on these, really. Some guys will use ones that don't have the duals on it, just so they can go back and pack that track. Today we're just trying to get them filled in for now. We can always come back with a smaller tractor and pack them later, or run the pivots around on them, depending on the pivot. The nice thing about these is they ride smoother, and they go between fields faster, a lot faster than an old tractor. Like we're going 33 now. And then, you know, you can just get a little bit more done in a day. So right now we're starting on a soybean field. As you can see, we had to run the pivots a lot last year, so the tracks kind of build up over time. So getting these smoothed out will hopefully help it out. It may be a problem. Some of these have a little moisture left in them. And also, this is my first trip. The difference between these two track fillers, this one doesn't get quite as wide. That one's a little more fancy, that Orthman one. I used it last year on a video. If you go back and look at it, it tends to maybe leave it more level, but they all kind of do the same work. We're just kind of level them. We'll typically go back and pack them again with the tractor though, especially if they're in bad spots. Firm that up, because that's basically what you got to do. I mean, they do come with packers on them. It's just they don't really pack. They do make some that bolt onto your tractor frame and do that with the old tractor frames. It's just those are a lot more invasive to put on, where these just hook up to your quick hitch. But even that will settle over the winter, so it'll be smoother than what it was anyway. So right through here is kind of a spot I wanted to make sure got packed well, so I'll go back over it with the tractor. Even though I got duals on, you can still get a little pack going with it. Wrap that one up. Cornfields can be a little bit different. They never look quite as good as like bean fields. I always like it when you see people do tests and they show how well their like tillage equipment's doing, but they'll show it on a bean field. Well, that's like the easiest thing to make it look good on. When you do corn on corn stalks, that's usually a little bit different story. That's kind of where the men are separated from the boys, basically. But this field, it's kind of surprising that the tracks aren't terrible. That's got its spots in it for sure, but like the majority of them, you know, aren't terrible. So that's a good sign. But each field's been different, so we'll keep circling around. Try to do that without getting shocked. There's no cows out here, so hopefully they don't have to turn it on anyways. That's stock fence for cattle, that they'll graze these stalks later. Next day stuff right here. We had one, this is kind of a pivot that's off by itself we wanted to come up here and do today. My brother's got an appointment later today. I don't know how many more fields. I know we got our far north fields left to do for filling pivot tracks, but I'm not sure what the rest of the day spells out. I don't know, you'll have to ask Tom. He's the smart one, I just got the looks.
That's not saying much.
Say hi, buddy.
Hi.
Hi. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here, and thanks for watching. Ask questions and we'll see you on the next one. Later.